right, we back with another Man to Man show.
Peace, family. Peace, family. Brother Keys, how you feeling today?
I feel magnificent. I feel blessed. You know what I'm talking about? Superior, supreme.
Yeah,
Like on my ding. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. So, welcome back to the Man to Man show. It's been a couple of weeks. We've been out of commission because, due to travel reasons only. We've been moving around a lot and whatnot. But it's been a lot to uncover and unpack. So, in this episode, we're going to talk to y'all man to man, man to man. So, Brother Keys, what you want to kick the episode off with today?
Let's start off with it's not a conspiracy. All right. So what's been happening lately in the news is, the good brother Devin Haney. Shout out to the good brother Devin Haney. Been trying to get him on the show. Hopefully his team get back to me. Met with the brother. They got back. But I would love to have him on the show, man. I see what him and his pops been doing. They've been building a legacy. Super solid. And he is currently about to fight Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia, he's a master of this internet age, right? He really built his reputation off, being able to amass such a large community and crowd and following, right? Plus couple that with his sports career. And he has a lot of antics that he's been doing in the media and the press lately, right? Preparing and gearing up for this fight. Of course, a lot of it is advertisement, but recently he just came out and said that he was forced to watch some disturbing things happen to, if you will, underage civilians, and specifically at the Bohemian Grove. Now, the Bohemian Grove has been in the news for over a decade plus long, right?
Yeah.
It's been the, source of a lot of conspiracy theories and conspiracy facts, right? One of the first times I seen it was during, early YouTube age, where what's this guy name? Alex Jones. He was talking about how.
Hold up. He is not related to me.
Well, he might be. No, but Alex Jones, he had did the documentary where he snuck into the Bohemian Grove, and he was showing some of the behind the scenes of all the weird stuff that was going on there, right? And the Bohemian Grove is essentially supposed to be this grown boys and girls club, well, mostly dudes. I believe all dudes actually, of the elite, right? Senators, billionaires, politicians, celebrities all go there, right? It has a long list of highly unusual suspects, right, that meet at this clandestine location that has this huge figurine of this owl, right, that they, perform rituals in front of, including like burning it and things of that nature. And it was recently shown in the show Billionaires, right? Old white men wrestling naked, with each other. A lot of weird occult things going on, right? But at the same time, they are meeting there and having meetings about what we believe is the future of the world at the same time, which they're not supposed to be doing, right? It's supposed to be public and disclosed. But this is the reality of the world that we live. So the Bohemian Grove is a real thing.
Is it like private or like for people?
It's private.
You get a private invite to this, right?
Nah, you can't just pull up.
Right.
You can't just pull up and be like, yo, can I attend? No,
Right.
This ain't one of them type of situations. You feel me? They got little demons and things of that nature that they bow down to. You feel me? And Ryan Garcia was saying that, he'd been there and they showed him some obscene things and he's traumatized and, he don't want to work for the devil and all this different stuff. He on there with Andrew Tate talking about this live on Twitter. You know what I mean? Talking about save the children. He talking about smile unalive myself for this. Like, he going all out. And this is at the height of his career where he got a huge multi-million-dollar deal on the line in a fight coming up. Yeah. Now, recently, he's been accused of, doing drugs and things of that nature, so we don't know if that has something to do with it. There's going to be, of course, a lot of people that's going to believe it's real. Then a lot of people is going to say, nah, he faking for antics. Right. But the things that he's talking about are real things regardless. He's talking about stuff that happened in the shadowy elites. He's talking about the managerial class. He's talking about the rituals of the world that, when I say it's not a conspiracy, I mean it's not a conspiracy theory. right? It's a conspiracy documented fact of reality that we're living. And it's almost an interesting thing because when we was in high school on YouTube, a lot of the things that we seen that was conspiracies are now like the new things that's in the
Yeah.
press that are being proved,
Yeah.
right? And it almost feels like
Like
they was
back when we was
grooming us,
growing
if
up.
you will, for this.
Yeah,
right?
like they had the Illuminati documentary going out.
Yeah.
And like everybody in the streets was trying to get this tape and see like behind the scenes. And then fast forward to reality.
Right.
Now that's
Zeitgeist. That was one
It's
of them.
actually real.
Yeah. I remember we had these CIA neighbors and they had these owls. And we thought that they was like hacking our internet because we was watching it and we went outside, you know what I mean? And then we seen them looking at our house. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? And they had the owls, you know, they'd say the owls are supposed to wear off like birds and things of that nature.
Right.
But nah, they had them because I think that they was part of that situation. What conspiracy theory you believe in?
aliens. I believe in it. I haven't seen one personally. Haven't even seen the UFO personally, but I believe in it. I believe all the sightings that people see and that go around the
wait a
internet.
minute. You've been in California for 2 years and ain't seen an alien?
To some people, I'm an alien. Maybe they seen me.
I see aliens every day. It's building some houses next door.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I haven't seen them. I went to Joshua Tree once and I looked at the sky all night. I was hoping that I seen one flat past, you know, but I didn't. But I actually believe in it though because shit, I believe in the spiritual realm and all of that. So, and I believe them. It's damn show something life outside of this planet.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with Dr. Wesley. And we talked about the different, so a lot of people don't know, the Nation of Islam, like doctrine, ideology, it goes deep, right? A lot of people think about it as scratching the surface. Most of what they know about is the altercation between Malcolm or something or whatever. They don't actually know how deep it goes, right? So talking with him, we was able to really pull out like, you know, what is the belief about aliens, right? What is the belief about interterrestrial, which would mean life at the inner core of the planet Earth,
Yeah.
right? And extraterrestrial, life outside of the planet Earth, right? And who are those ones that pilot those ships? What do they look like? Where do they come from? What's the history, right? What is their capabilities, right? Are they more intelligent than us? What is their history? What's their bloodline? Where do they come from? We was able to really kind of like get into that because he wrote a book about it, and the book is like, it's a thick book, it's 500 pages, all references documented, because he's a scholar, right? He's not a conspiracy theorist, he's a conspiracy documentarian. So he documents the conspiracies that actually happen in real life, and he presents the evidence, right, of what he believes is the facts about it all. So, you know, be on the lookout for this one. But I will bring up something interesting. There is a saint called Saint Germain. So Saint Germain is a real person in history, right? That has been accounted for in multiple centuries, right? I'm talking about by like, you know, he's been like documented to be this person that speaks multiple languages. He can record history back and forth, right? And he's highly intellectual, smart. He can play multiple instruments. He become advisors to like, you know, elites and queens and things of that nature.
He tapped into the left hand, right? Bro.
Yeah, he one of them geniuses.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they believed him to be an immortal because he would be in one century and then the same exact character would then show up again in the next century, right? And then he would be show up in a story somewhere else in the next century. Then sometimes it'd be the same person but like a changed name. Same person, same face, same everything. So, you know, this is like a real mystery throughout time. Now, you know, some people believe he come from like, you know, one of the bloodlines that had access to the secret knowledge of the world. Some people believe he's a vampire. In matter of fact, most of the vampire movies is made off of this particular character, right? His father was supposed to come from Transylvania and things of that nature. So it's a very interesting history of the world when you get deep into these things and you look at, just think about Hollywood and think about a lot of these stories that we get, whether they're like Marvel movies, like those Marvel movies come from stories of like um, what's the Anunnaki, right? They literally take those stories, they create a play around it, they build characters out of that, right? X-Men, right? Whatever you want to think of, whether it's werewolves, vampires, all of that, Superman. These are not just stories that people are just pulling out of conjured imagination, right? They're pulling it out of time and history, right? And then they're making adaptations of them. So it's interesting when you learn certain history because you learn the root source of the mythos or the stories that we get told throughout time.
Learn the roots of it all.
And they all draw from the same roots, and you just see variations of them over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
So let me boomerang this question back to you. What's a conspiracy theory that you believe in? Or to be considered as one?
I believe that there is an elite. Now, I will believe that there is a secret order of elite bloodlines that hold the secrets of the world. And if you're not born in that bloodline, then you can't get access to it. Just think about how powerful that is, first of all. You know, we are a percentage makeup of our grandparents, our great-grandparents, things of that nature. It trickles, it decreases over time, right? So, you know, you really do get to pass forward, right? And live, you know, a percentage of your essence through, right? Your, you know, ascendants, those who come from you. And let's say that, you know, we decide that we want to be the thought leaders for the next 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, we develop philosophies, ideas, histories about the world that most of the world don't have access to whatsoever. And we only pass that down to those who are worthy and that are part of the family and part of the bloodline. And outside of that, nobody gets to have it or access to it. And partly of it is because it could be too dangerous. So imagine being in the 1800s and already knowing the formula to create an atom bomb, right? Why would you just go and tell the world that? It would have to be kept between people who, you know, one thing me and Dr. Wesley talked about was clean technology, right? Like people not having access to technology before they're ready, because otherwise it could become destructive.
Right.
It's like
for their own personal benefit.
Yeah, and that to me I think is interesting because it's the same thing with knowledge, right? You get a concept of clean knowledge, right? Because it's like dirty knowledge is knowledge that we use for our selfish benefit that then becomes toxic to the world, right? Because we're not careful with the way that we, you know, give it to the world. Like you can teach a person how to, like if I was to go around and teach people how to create cults or religions and they took that power, right? And they created these dirty cults and these dirty religions, and then that created more wars and tyranny in the world. That's dirty knowledge, right? So it has to be clean knowledge, meaning that the moral character and fiber, right, and intentions that a person utilizes the knowledge, right, matters just as much as the knowledge itself.
Speaking of the moral aspect of it all, March the 10th is coming up. And for those who not familiar with March the 10th, it's the day that Ramadan season starts.
Okay.
You know, so Ramadan, you know, it's seen as a spiritual cleansing and renewal. It's your time to strengthen your faith, your relationship with God. You know, it's the time for you to fast from all negative things, low vibrational things in your lifetime, you know. So I wanted to ask you, during this Ramadan season, what is something that you want to add to your list of fasting that you haven't done prior Ramadan season?
Add to my list of fasting?
What's a something that you seen as unhealthy for you? That you want to, that stop this Ramadan season?
I think I just want to decrease the amount of content that I intake from others. I think, like, if I'm thinking about my diet today, it's more so my digital diet that needs to be cleansed more and more and more and more and more. I really don't need to know a lot about the world as much as I think I do, right? And by that, because I feel like it clogs up my brain where those spaces can be filled. And there's if you think about, I wear the sun, moon, and stars all the time, right? That's cosmism, right? The the philosophy and my philosophy of cosmism, right, is our direct correlation to celestial events, right, outside of our local environment, right? That, there was a deposited thought back in the early 1900s and late 1800s where they would make a correlation between the solar events that would happen and earth activity at the same time. One simple reference, a frame of thought, because I'm writing a book on this, right? So that's one of the things. I want to be able to get a few books done during Ramadan. One of it is like, let's say if we are in a period of high solar activity, right? And the sun releases a solar flare and that hits Earth, right? People always talk about it can knock out electricity or whatever it may be. Now, people at that time didn't worry about that because they didn't have Wi-Fi and all of that, right? So, but let's say during that time, human beings, we get all this extra energy. We get extra heat. The earth get extra energy. Animals get extra energy, right? We get all this extra energy. What happens when you have a child that has too much energy, right? They start acting a little wild, right? Why? Because they have all of this excess, right? Yeah. And during times where human beings get this excess energy, that's when you start to see, a lot of times you see innovation, right, of technology. You start to see social shifts that happen in society, right? So it's about finding an outlet for the excess energy that you have. Because if you eat healthy and you have all this energy and you have nowhere to put it, that happens in the hood a lot of times where that goes into criminality, right? It goes into something toxic. And what we're trying to do a lot of times with, especially as a man with masculine energy, is you're looking for a positive outlet, right? Yeah. So you're finding your pleasure in producing something from self versus satisfying that excess energy, and it becomes toxic in some sort of way. And so I say all of that to say, we are in one of those times, high solar activity, changes in society. We have so much energy and don't know where to put it, right? And Ramadan for me is that time where I get to focus that purely on pleasures of the mind, right? And not of the body, right? Where I'm thinking about what can I bring outward, right? That's where the strength of my discipline comes from, focusing that energy on the pleasures of the mind, right? And the pleasures of the mind, if you want to go that difference, like the pleasure of the body is like satisfying external feelings, right? Yeah. The reward of sex and, whatever other thing you may do, stimulations. But the pleasures of the mind, that's when you satisfying thought creation, right? That's when, you go to the Emerald Tablets and, he talked about how Tahuti Thoth talked about how, in the beginning there was nothing, and nothing is a substance. But then he talks about from that was thought. Right? And from thought created motion. And from motion is when you get creation in the universe. And I think about that all of the time. Right? I think about, just this process that humans go through, starting off and having all this motion, all this energy, and the ripple effects that happen, and the thoughtfulness that's required between you taking your time and the actions that you do with all the energy that you have. Because once you put things in motion, time begins. So it goes deep. And I think the whole resonating thought, and I'm glad you asked me that, is what am I going to do with my time during Ramadan?
Yeah, that's facts.
When I think about my time, it's all about my thoughts, right? And my motion. You know what I'm saying? So when I think and then I do, what is the ripple effects of how that creates the time that I'm living, and what's going to be the value of that time that I'm
It's
giving?
funny that you said that, because this is what I was putting on my list when it comes to time. During Ramadan season, I'm restraining against all idle conversations. That goes for social media. You might not see me reply to your comment if I feel like it ain't elevating or uplifting or, something that I need to project my energy toward or whatnot. especially phone conversations. So this one, like, it's personal because it's a personal conversation if you got my number. So if you're not talking about nothing, if we not building or elevating with this conversation, and it ain't leading to nowhere, that's, what I'm saying, nothing fruitful, I'm not dealing with it during Ramadan season. And I'm getting into that habit. I want to continue that even after Ramadan season. This is just getting me into the habit of doing so or whatnot,
Right.
because I want to take this time out and regain my focus again. What I can be doing with my time is learning new techniques on how to speak for the Man to Man podcast, learning new thought processes like I've been doing recently, so that's what I want to spend my time doing, especially Ramadan season.
Well, I think it's important. I think it's a time like really, like just think about those words. Take your time. Allah has given you all the time, right? What time are you going to give back to yourself, right? When you're born, right, and you're here on this planet Earth and you have the ability to think for yourself, right? What are you going to do with your time? It's very key, and when you can sit with that statement, it changes your life because you really think about making your next move meaningful, right? And that word meaningful to me is something that constantly keeps getting thrown around, like making your next move meaningful, like having value, having impact, right? Like what is the value of what you do, first of all, to self and then to others, right? And then from others, then to the world, right? And then from the world, time. What is the value of what you do to time? And when I say to time, that goes beyond self. It goes beyond your physical self, right? It's saying that if I was gone today, how have my actions reverberated throughout time? Have they meant anything? Were they of any value? Were they of any usefulness? Did they have any impact? Did they have any ripple effect? And for me, if I'm not doing something meaningful, right, then it's meaningless, right? And if it doesn't have meaning, then it don't have God in it. I think that's the simple. The devil wants you to waste your time. He wants you to spend idle time doing nothing, right? But being a Muslim really means one who submits his or her will to do the will of God. So when you're doing good, right, you're doing God's work. So if it's God's will, right, then you're doing something meaningful. Therefore, your life has meaning. So therefore, everything you're doing is purposeful. That's a legacy unto itself that will continue to have a ripple effect. And I think it's just that moment in time where we just sit back and say, what is the meaning of my next action? What's the meaning of my next thought? It's just constant auditing. Because we get so caught up in doing the thing because it's what we're used to doing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, nah, sometimes it's like literally a smack in the face. You know how much a smack in the face will reset you? It's going to reset your thinking, your priorities, everything. And we get smacked in the face
It's
all the
almost
time.
like we need to start a challenge for everybody who want to be in the streets still.
Right.
Fast during Ramadan from the streets. Fast from kept walking around, have to go everywhere with the switch or the Glock.
Right.
Fast from being disrespectful to your baby mama. Fast from being disrespectful to your baby daddy. Fast from listening to all the bullshit, low vibrational 808 music and all of that. Like, it's time for us to just, sometimes you ain't even got to do nothing. Just pause real quick and reflect,
And Ramadan is so raw because I feel like it gives you an opportunity to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It's saying that, okay, I have, when you wash your skin, you washing layers of yourself off. Right? Old layers you don't need. You're literally shedding, right? You're getting rid of dirt. You're getting rid of old skin so that you can become anew, right? And during Ramadan, I feel like it's that same thing. But those layers are not just physical layers. Those are spiritual layers of yourself that you wash and clean, right? It could be the dirty mind. It could be the dirty soul, the dirty spirit, the dirty thoughts, right? Whatever it may be, you're saying that that's who I was, but that's not who I want to be. Right? And then you get to think about, who do I want to be? And every day you get to take a step closer to being that person, right? A higher being. And so for me, that's what Ramadan is. It's an opportunity to be yourself. But to be yourself is to be your higher self, right? We get beside ourselves. We lose ourselves, right? We get off track. And we're not being ourselves when we at our lowest. We're being ourselves when we at our highest. right? And that's why it feels so good when you're doing the thing that you feel aligned with. You're like, damn, like really, I'm just being myself.
You're absolutely right. I remember the first time I participated in Ramadan. Like I've been doing it for like, I want to say about 6 or 7 years now, like participating in it, right? The first time, you know, of course I wasn't aware of all the aspects of it.
But you do it a little different. You do the first, like, what, 6 days?
Man, cut the cap. I do the whole month, blood.
Is the month shorter because you shorter?
Nah, check this out though. But nah, what I was gonna say is, right, what I come to realize though, you absolutely you can't just fast from food or whatnot. Like take that time to actually like pick up a spiritual book. Cause it hit different when you read it when you got a clear mind and you know you ain't got no distraction. It's like you can read it from a soulful plane, a mental plane, and a physical plane.
Soul
you know?
plane?
A soulful plane, like from your heart. Like it hit different when you reading the spiritual books and you looking at it from a soulful aspect. You know, that's what I'm saying though. What about you? How many days do you actually participate in Ramadan?
I participate in
don't
all
last,
of them.
I'll be with you.
No, I participate in all the days. I don't always do them perfectly. You know what I'm talking about? That's different. I think this year, I'm gonna get 100% on the test though.
Yeah.
Only because I feel so excited about it, right? Like my spirit is already showing up early. You feel me? Like right now, I'm still choosing violence. You know, doing Ramadan is peace.
You gotta get it out real quick.
It's namaste, Allahu Akbar. You feel me? Assalamu alaikum. What's happening? But before that, we still got violence. Then nighttime, and then before the sunrise, back to violence. So, so it's easy. So I would say this: if you want to participate, do it in your own way. It's a great cultivation of the willpower, right? And so the way it works is, right? You get up, or during these sunlight hours, we fast from water and food. Yes, water and food, right? You abstain from any food, sex, you abstain from cursing, you abstain like any vulgar language, you abstain from harming anything, including animals,
negative
bugs,
thoughts,
bees, plants. You abstain from negative thinking, negative thoughts, anger, all of that, right? So it's true equanimity, it's true calmness of the soul,
smoking.
All that is smoking, getting high. During the daylight hours, allow yourself to be clean, right? Completely clean, fast. And number one, it's gonna help reset your body, right? Our bodies don't get breaks, our souls don't get breaks. And I think part of that is decreasing, I would say, the digital fast, because in the days that the Quran came about and that this came about, there was no social media, internet, or technology. So that part wasn't added, but I feel like because social media has so many like lustful elements, elements that can trigger you, elements that can create jealousy and envy, right? And all of those things, I think that decreasing and adding social media in there, I think is key. You know what I mean? In order to have a true good fast.
They really need to have their kids do a digital fast.
Oh,
Y'all just be giving the kids a tablet and walking away. Take the tablet this month. And let, you know what I'm saying, see your kids' intellectual property in real time.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to switch it over to tech talk. Like I seen something interesting. It happened like a week ago or whatnot. But on the last episode, I had told y'all that OpenAI had launched a new feature that's dropping later on this year called Sora.
Yeah.
And this is a text to video. It basically creates your whole B-roll. All you got to do is type in what you want. It'll create the video. But what I seen was actor Tyler Perry, he just put a whole studio expansion on pause, got rid of all of his workers because of this new technology. He can just use Sora. He don't got to pay these other people to do it now. He can literally type what he want in himself to do it. That just cut all the jobs out. Unnecessary payments out the month, unnecessary payroll, What you think about that?
That happened. So AI increases productivity for a company. So one of the biggest things that I talked about is not just AI taking jobs, it's AI changing the company and AI taking companies, right? The reason he had to think about his move because he didn't want to overinvest, right? Number one, in an unnecessary sector, in a dying sector. So you go
Yeah.
in, you contract all of these people to, do all of this videography and editing and graphic work, and then here are some design tools that allow you to do that as an enterprise with cutting your staff down by 80 to 90%. He don't want to waste no money, right? And that's not profitable. What this is going to do is democratize the landscape of content and movie creation, right?
Yeah.
In movies, you have sound engineering. Sound engineering, like every sound you see in a movie is made, right? So when I was younger, I would think that was just a microphone catching real sounds. No, these are engineered sounds. If you take the sound out of a show in a movie, it decreases the quality by at least 60, 70%, right? Maybe even higher than that. And I'm talking about like real sound
'cause
design.
sound create frequencies, vibrations.
So, because in each scene, there's like, if there's a scene where there's anger, right, they're going to have music to where it's a little fast tempo.
Yeah.
It's a scene where it's like, sad, they're going to have some, dramatic
Somebody
music, some
singing.
sad music or something in the background that you don't realize is there. But also, if somebody's walking, there's footsteps, and that footstep might be made by somebody hitting something.
Yeah.
And you thinking it's a footstep because your brain is correlating that sound to what you think a footstep should sound like. So now you have an AI that says that they would study the video and then create sounds, right, that correlate with, right, the visual presentation that you see. So now, right, it can also be like, all right, this person sound like they're in the distance, or now it sounds like they're closer, right? Or you drive in a car and you get a vroom engine sound, and then when you stop, then you hear that sound of the tires and the door opening up, that little click clack, or you punching somebody and you hear the ooh. You know what I'm saying? All of that makes such a difference in the value of production. So sound engineering is, I think, just gonna equalize it. And I think there's a few of them out there that's doing it right now. Some that's even making music with it.
Yeah.
Right, so you can make music the same way you have like B-roll where it's visual, which is what Sora's doing. So Sora is basically saying you can type in a video prompt and it will just create.
Now, when it comes to ownership, since we're using AI to make, all of this B-roll and using the sound, will we own these?
Well, that's going to be up to the terms of agreement by the company. What I suspect is that same way they have it with Midjourney, to where you can use it for commercial use, but you might not have copyright license, right? Or you may not need it. It may be shared, or it may be to where they're basically going to say that we own it and you own it, so we can use it at any time that we want to for anything that we want to, anything that you create.
Right.
And or they could say, okay, we'll license it. It's supposed to be open AI. So what's going to happen, another thing is that once they put it out there for the public to consume, people will then take their API, their open AI, and they're going to build their own. So this is why you see every time some of these new AI tools come out, you see all these other tools hit the streets, because they're basically saying that, look, we figured it out and we'll give you all the codes to create for yourself.
Right.
So now you start to see all these companies pop up. So the massive opportunity in AI is crazy. There's people right now, right, that have budgets that's just sitting aside and be like, yo, if you can create me bots that can run my company, I'll pay you $15,000 a month. I'll pay you $20,000 a month. So one of the biggest things in AI is creating AI agencies, right? That's one of the things that we're going to be teaching in the AI challenge, right? New AI skill sets. I've been, if I could consider myself a self-proclaimed expert in AI, just off the mere time and experience that I've had researching, studying, right, learning AI over the last decade, right? We have it documented of me teaching, educating, presenting my thought leadership as a futurist on AI. And, I've always tried to keep us ahead of the curve. Now the curve is here, right? There's nothing to wait for. There's so many different ways you can go about making money in AI. Actually, I have some things written down, but you really want to think about, why would somebody want to pay you for you to operate AI for them? And one of the beautiful things that I see is the fact that, let's say you use about how many apps you use?
Shit, I use I don't even want to give y'all my sauce, but I'm gonna give it to
No,
you.
just the amount.
I
Just, you ain't
I
gotta
use
say
about
the-
6 of them.
So let's say you use about 6, right? And each one of those apps, you have to go to a different app. You got to open it, close it. Some apps you use in conjunction with others. I might make a part of a flyer in this app, then I have to put a text on the other one. So what if I have a company that comes to you and be like, yo, what we're going to do is streamline that process and connect all your apps together, right? So now ChatGPT can contact directly with this app you use, which would then funnel into the next app. Or if you, or I can say, look, we'll build it in a way where all of this is all on one page. So you can see your whole business, right? Either in one app or on one page. So this is what a lot of people are doing. They're going to companies and say, let me streamline your processes. Therefore, I'm making you money and I'm saving you money, right? This is the best thing you can do for entrepreneurs is save them some money and make them some money.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, right? With all of these new features coming out, it is no excuse why your page on social media should be looking low level. Cause I actually unfollow people who page and they content look like it's like a kid made it or something. You know, now you got all these features, man. I need everybody shit to look like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's just laziness, right? Like
Yeah.
even here's another thing, right? Because building chatbots is a big thing. Building chatbots is which are probably the simplest thing because it don't really require code. It requires instruction, right? Same way like AI Sora is going to be greater for people who know exactly what to tell it to do. You can say pan out view, right? Then create this, that, third. So you're going to have to know some language of
I was just
videography
gonna
and
say
cinematography.
the trick to all of this new AI is to become an expert in prompting.
Yeah, so if you're doing the prompting, that's a whole list of different prompts we could get to. But specifically to get back to the chatbots, you know, building chatbots for people could be maybe a $1,000 to $3,000 a month, you know what I mean, thing, right?
Yeah.
You can charge people, I would say, you know, building somebody a chatbot. Let's say somebody come to me and be like, yo, I need a chatbot for, I don't know, writing captions. You know what I'm saying? And then I go program the back end of that chatbot. So every time you say you want a caption, you can drop a picture or you can tell me what it was for and it'll give you a couple of options for a caption. It's just something super simple to say. So I'll be like, all right, once I do that, it's yours forever. So I'll just build you that quick chatbot or not chatbot, but that GPT for $1,000 or $3,000, right? Now, if it's a chatbot, that's saying that you want a customer service for your business, right? So people that's DMing you, customers that's emailing you, I'll build a chatbot, which basically will train it on your company, everything that's in your company, all the answers, all the questions, right? So now it don't have to be a physical person in that position. There's a robot in that position, right? You might be asking, when my shipping coming? Now I've trained the chatbot to be able to connect directly to your shipping information, and it has all of these acceptable answers, right? So now I'm directly solving a problem for
I ain't
you.
gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the chat boxes because you know, like you be on like Uber, you lose something, you gotta talk to the chat or call a credit card. They give you the out. I want to talk to the representative.
They're going to get better,
Put them on the
but
phone.
here's the thing, you know, they gonna get better, and I'm not mad at the chatbots because it's impossible for a company to have a real human being on the other end of that all the time. And even when you do, what they're doing is you're going to be getting people from overseas that can barely speak English anyway. You know what I mean?
I'll wait the 30 minutes for the representative to pick up.
Man, shit, you go be waiting. Because
They
everybody
got
about
the
to
option, they
build,
can call you
they
back.
gonna be building chatbots to where you go call and you might not even know you talking to an AI because it's gonna sound like a real human because they were able to do the voice clones. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to get y'all some hustle. Steve talking about what he like and what he dislike.
Oh, yeah. No, I ain't
I
stopping
say
nobody hustle.
build the
Do you.
chatbots. That's a $1,000 to $3,000 per use case skill set. If you go to people companies and you can build them chatbots, build GPTs, custom GPTs for people. I have one of my favorite custom GPTs. It's called The Brief. The Brief is I basically trained it how to create briefs for me. So like it writes these intelligence reports on any subject that I feed it. So I can say, and it puts it in a format that's really bulletin pointed, easy to use, highlights the important parts, give me the facts, and give me references for all the information and the links that it got it from. So I can be like, all right, give me a brief on the future of, you know, AI for income. and it will start to give me a breakdown, right? It will, matter of fact, let me do an example right now.
Man, don't play that one you be typing in already.
AI for future income brief. Boom. So it's going to take a couple of seconds. So boom. So it gave me a title. It says AI for income. It says transforming predictions into prosperity. Right now, like I said, the reason that it's so good, it's like you're training an employee 1,000 hours, telling it the exact way you want to work. And every time you tell somebody to do something, they do it the exact way you want them to, unless you go back in there and tweak something to be like, all right, now add this or change this. I don't like the way you do this. So it says key points. AI has the potential to significantly alter the landscape of employment and income generation, leading to the need for proactive policy adjustments. Research indicate AI-driven automation could displace a large portion of the workplace. Now, like this would be great if I use this brief to create a newsletter daily, right?
Yeah.
I got a newsletter daily. I'm telling people, hey, this is the subject that I pick every single day for the newsletter, because I can give this AI more information and it will go in there and it will create this brief. It'll give me all of the points that I need. So now I tell people go read the newsletter. Now traffic comes to the newsletter. Now advertisers pay me because I got traffic to my newsletter, right? People are making millions of dollars every single day just with newsletters, right? So they're building out these AIs specifically for that purpose. Another way that you could be making money, right? So when we talking about AI and like this what it just gave me, and it's all in like article form. I can take this right now. Matter of fact, watch this. I can take this. Damn, it gave me a long article too. I can take this and I built another AI to where basically it creates PDF for me. It would take that and make a PDF for me in like 2 minutes or 1 minute.
Yeah.
Then boom, now I got that PDF. Like if I wanted to print that out or if I wanted to email that out, I could be done in seconds. Or if I wanted to post this as a newsletter, it's done. So you can train it to create newspapers, train it to create newsletters, train it to create emails, train it to do whatever specific niche thing that you wanted to do daily, right? You can train it on yourself. So I got my 19 Keys GPT, right? There's GPTs just for about anything, any expertise skills that you have or you think that somebody need, you can create a GPT, then you can go sell them, right? Or give them out, however you want to do with it. But that's another opportunity in selling those GPTs. It's like, that's another, probably $1,000 to $3,000. Then you can do, let's say you hire me for your company and I'll be like, you know what we just gonna do is find every place where you need automation and we're just gonna add AI into it, right? So basically we have to come in and figure out exactly what you need first, and then gradually we'll just add AI into every single service, train your employees the whole nine. So now you go come in and you go pay me, let's say, $3,000 to $5,000, right, monthly.
I'll give you $19.
No, seriously. So you gonna pay me $3,000 to $5,000 monthly. So now I'm coming in and I got recurrent income, or I can just build the shit for you and then charge you like $15,000 to $20,000.
Right.
There's so many different ways you can do it. You can invest in AI cryptos, AI stocks, right? AI stocks is through the roof right now. AI cryptos ain't hit all-time highs yet. So, if you want to make money in AI, this is the time to do it, right? And AI is just saying that these are intelligent tools that you can use, right now. And it's the first time intelligence becomes a product. So it's artificial intelligence plus creative intelligence, right? And once you have that, you have superhuman intelligence, right? You can do things that at no point in time we could have done before. So there's the great reskilling that everybody needs to go through, to sit down, get into AI, learn the history, learn the use cases, learn all the different ways you can build, learn all the different AIs that's out there, what they're for. There's points where you need some code, right? Points you need to be a coder to do, and there's some you need no code, right? That you can create AI content. I mean, there's a plethora of different ways.
I use it every day, literally.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Shit, we gonna give y'all the breakdown of all the AIs that we use, especially when it comes to creating content and creating a business.
It make life so much easier than you got to think of all of this shit or what to do and all. Even if you don't know what to do, you can ask ask that. Give me a thought process. How should I go about getting this done?
Right.
It'll give you a step-by-step strategy, literally, like in 1 second. My cousin called me the other day. He wanted to start a business or whatnot. I forgot what he wanted. No, he wanted to get some vending machines or whatnot, but he didn't know where to start. I sat on the phone with him. I said, bro, why you talking to me? I've been told you 2 months ago to download ChatGPT. I said, matter of fact, I'm finna do it on the phone. I gave him a whole strategy while we on the phone. I say, matter of fact, I'm located in St. Louis, Missouri. What are the laws and regulations in St. Louis when it comes to getting vending machines put in these different spots or whatnot? Spit it out right then and there. He was like, wow, you did that fast? I said, yeah, now don't call me no more until you tell me you got your first vending machine.
Yeah, like think about this.
Straight up.
If you get started right now, you could become an expert in one of these chosen fields. Like Steve, you've been working on it for a few months now, like really doing AI. So, right, you're an expert to somebody because there's a large gap between what you know and what they don't and what they know. So therefore, by teaching them, you have a value. So you can do consultations right now with people to be like, all right, listen, I can teach you how to basically run a content business and all the different AIs that you can use. Why is that so valuable in this day and age? Because you have to think about all the people that you have to hire if you don't know how to do these things. And eventually, they're just going to be using the apps and the tools. So instead of saying that, look, I need a new editor. Oh, wait a minute. I got this AI that can do editing for you. Man, wow, you know what? In my business, I want somebody to summarize all of the points, right? So I can have them ready before I go interview every guest, right? Boom, don't worry about it. I got an AI that can do that for you as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, well, I need somebody that can do the graphic design and do the thumbnail. Man, don't even trip. I got an AI that can do that for you as well. You know what I mean? You be like, well, you know, I want to be able to turn these into a book later on. What? Don't even worry about it. I got an AI that can do that for you as well. Well, I also need to draw me up a marketing plan. Don't even worry about it. I got an AI that can do that for you as well. Well, there's way too many different AIs to be using. I want to be able to just hire somebody, you know what I mean, that can put them together. Don't even worry about no AI that can do that as well. Like, and I'm speaking on real, right, situations in reality. Other than that, the other biggest play is called SaaS. That's software as a service. So each one of these AIs I name is a SaaS. It's a software as a service, right? And some of these you can create without knowing how to code, or you can hire somebody to code for you. Yeah. You create this, now you got reoccurring income consistently.
That can literally teach you how to code.
That's what I'm saying. So AI is the play. AI skill says AI income. We gonna run the AI Infinite Challenge, right? Bring people in for 6 days, right? People that get into the platinum, those will be the people that get in for, I think we're gonna do the 6-week challenge, which is gonna be a completely different game. You feel me? But my goal is to really run people through this AI Infinite Income Challenge. And when people take it and they get the skills, come on now, you're gonna be ahead of 99% of people in the world.
Yeah.
That's the big play.
Yeah.
And that's why we've been taking our time with rolling a lot of things out, and I ain't been rushing to do anything, because when we do it this time, it's going to be the right way, and it's going to set the foundation for the future.
So something we did today just reminded me of something that I seen on social media. Today we had the chance to, pull up on our good brother Rance 1500 or whatnot. And the good brother Nick Cannon also pulled up, so we had the time to kick it, to chop it up or whatnot. But I seen he has a new show out, and I seen, what's the lady name? Ivana Van Zant.
Yeah.
That's how you say her name?
Iyanla Vanzant.
Yeah. But she basically was explaining about how black men have become doing machines. That's the term that she used. Black men have become doing machines. And by that she was implying that when it comes to black men specifically, everybody wants us to be doers. And if we don't live up to that expectation, we just get casted off, thrown to the side, called all type of names, except for being noticed for us trying and our abilities to get the job done. When it comes to dating or whatnot, every woman, like, they'll get on social media and say, you guy gotta be making 100,000, he gotta already have all this shit together and all of that. And if he ain't got it, then they on to the next. And that ain't even just with dating, it's even with corporate America. all of that. It's already hard for us to even get into corporate America, you know. So what you think about? Did you get a chance to see the clip?
Nah, but shout out to Nick Cannon. I actually did see the clip. My bad, I did see it. I mean, it's true. It's always
Yeah.
been true. I'm at this point where people who deny it, man, I really don't care about your opinion, right?
Yeah.
At this point, man, shout out to all my brothers out there, man. Shout out to black men. Listen, the world don't care about whether it's true or not. You know what I mean? They don't want to have empathy for you, right? They don't want to have to care about the things that you go through on a daily basis. Black men are just supposed to be blamed for things, right? And you're not supposed to be seen with empathy whatsoever. So, when we had those conversations, only people that need to have that understanding on whether it's true or not is us. And you don't have to agree. And that's how I feel as a black man. We know that we're seen for what we can do, not who we are, right? We get discarded easily and nobody cares. People are going to watch you way more than they ever help you as a black man, right? 99% of the world going to watch you, 1% going to help you, right? That's just the way it goes. No matter how strong, no matter how weak you are, right? No matter how capable. 99% of people that I meet, all they do is watch, right? They talk about, nice to meet you, let's do this. Man, they ain't running no plays. They ain't bringing this. Only things that come in my life for the most part, I meet some really good people, the 1%, right? People that got that same tribe mentality, right? We reciprocate energy when we do things for each other. We're building something together, doing team plays, because everybody else ain't putting your name in those opportunities. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like with black men, most people don't even care. So most of the conversations I'm having are with other black men because we are able to be each other peers, right? Hold each other accountable, relate to each other, right? Have that reciprocity, right? Because brotherhood is missing because a lot of this stuff be out here fake. Yeah. I ain't talking about networking.
Some that she has said, she say, stop telling black men to just do, and tell them to just be. Just be in that moment, be in your feelings. It's okay to just sit back and reflect on yourself, and on your tactics. But I want to add to that.
I mean, I'm tell you to do as well.
I was just going to say that. I want to add to that. Yes, it's okay to sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Analyze your circumstances and whatnot. But once you do that, man, you better strategize and get back to work. Straight up, because shit, like time ain't stopping at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and you don't want to be one of them guys that get old and drunk under a tree.
You just want to you have enough time to where as a man you rise above emotions into the thinking of a God.
Yeah.
So you have to come to a point of logic and understanding with all of your decisions and choices in life. And after you come to that point of understanding, you move forward, right? Because to be, right, is to be at a point of peace with it. It's to be at a point of understanding with it, understanding with it, right? Means that you have resolved it in your mind. You have resolved it in your mind, and things that you can't deal with in the now, and let's say it deals with somebody else or some external thing, then you deal with that at the given time. But you have to be at peace with the decision that you're making now and the move you're making now.
Yeah.
It can't be a process that I'm numbing myself because I don't want to deal with the responsibility of improving myself, right? Or healing myself or whatever it may be. So for me, when I think about that as a man, it's constantly dealing with your mind, right? Settling your emotions, right? Feeling them through, right? Not becoming numb and not allowing those emotions to get frozen in you, because this is how we constantly be triggered, because they don't disappear. Our nervous system gets rattled because people are constantly hitting those points that we hiding, right? So it's definitely dealing with them. But then, you come to the rationale of the thinking to say, okay, why do I feel like this? Where did this come from, right? And then when you start to doing that, you're drawing yourself out, right? You're not stuck in it. So now you're saying that, damn, you're dealing with your emotions. Now you're dealing with the observer that's observing the emotion. You start to think higher and higher, right? Well, where did these come from? What was the root of this? Yeah. Was it really this person that got me angry, right? What is it? Is this a feeling of self-doubt, right? Why do I feel uncertain about myself? Don't I know who I am, right? What got me lost in the first place? Oh, okay, maybe it must have been this. Then when you get to that point, you've arrived. You arrived at this feeling and the conclusion, and that's logic. It brings things to a point to now, okay, I got it, I can move forward. But you have to draw out this line of questioning, right, within yourself. And it usually takes about 5 questions before you get to that right direction of conclusion. But you can't avoid questioning yourself, right? You can't avoid going through that process of interviewing yourself to intervene in your own affairs so you can be ready to move forward.
Yeah, what you say every day, I remind myself.
Yeah,
Pre-record and rewind myself,
Yeah.
redesign and refine myself.
Got to. It's a constant process of
Yeah.
refinement. You feel me? What's today's mathematics? You feel me? Every day you got to be on code. You know what I'm talking about? And you got to have a protocol for constant ascension, getting yourself back together, right? Because sometimes we lose ourselves. And, you know, we have to constantly put the pieces back together. Wait a minute. I am him. I'm tripping. Let me put these back on. Yeah. All right. I was out of myself. My breathing was erratic. My mind was gone. All right. I had anxiety about the future. You feel me? That doubt creeped up in. The courage was lost. The fear overtook. My mind went crazy. I wasn't handling myself physically. I wasn't taking care of myself mentally. Right. That's why we work out. That's why we eat correctly, because a man has to also take care of the temple of self. And then we don't really talk about that in the world. Men get fun of sometimes from working out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, a man working out on his body is extremely important because, you know, a woman gives birth to a child. So that's why she needs to have her body together, because that's the future body, right? That's the womb in which life comes from. But the man, how you gonna be a man? You ain't protecting. Right? And now you got the physical body, then you got your God body. That's your soul and your spirit. Right? So if you're not morally and spiritually aligned, then you can't be a man. You know what I mean? Because you're not even going to be focused enough to operate at your highest self.
I mean, shit, but even if you ain't got all of them aligned, then that's when you know you got work to do. You can always work on that and get to that point, you know?
Yeah, but
that's the whole goal.
Do the work.
Do the work, yeah.
Don't, you know what I mean? Because I rock with Iyanla Vanzant. I'm not gonna tell you to just be, because some people been being just they've been in wallowing in self-pity for too long, right? And sometimes you, like I said, you need that slap, you need that kick, you need that push, you need that tilt to be like, all right, listen. Because the thing about men is the goal ain't to bring you down. The goal ain't to say, oh man, you ain't nothing, man. You ain't gonna never be nothing. What's wrong with you? Because that kills your spirit, right? No, the goal is to point out the wrong and say, you know, you got the strength to make the correction, right? So what you're doing is you're leaving them with the will and strength and the power to go in the right direction. But what a lot of society does is just kick a man down, and now he's going through this spiritual cycle of everything that's wrong, constantly dealing with that. And you have given him none of the tools and resources to build himself up. So it's not about just pointing out the flaws of each other and what's wrong and what's bad. It's actually saying that, hey now, you know what I mean? Listen, hey, you might be on some simp behavior right now, but I know who you are. You feel me? You way more powerful. You know what I mean? And you have the ability to be focused and to conjure yourself to your higher self. You can break those limits. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know how to read. You know how to write. You remember where you come from. You know what we've been through. You know who you are. You know what I mean? Follow your foundation. Get back on your protocol. Step on your, you know what I mean? Step on your square again. You feel me? Like, go out there and execute, man. You a god.
Like, what's wrong with your bounce backs?
Yeah.
For real.
You got to always leave a man with strength and willpower. Anybody that comes and just bring you down is a devil. That's it. And you know what Thoth said? He said, you know, what he said, I wish I had the, I'm going to pull out the exact quote. This was so rare, I loved it. Because he was talking about, this is one. Well, one of the quotes he talked about, all things are possible. Who I am is limited by who I think I am. But this was the one. If a man wants to know the devil, he should look within. His name is self. If a man wants to know God, he should look within. His name is self. And when the demon self has been dethroned, his savior has arrived. His savior name is self. That's what every man needs to remember. That whatever you think you fighting is just self. That which you think is coming to help you is self. That which that brings a doubt is self. It's all the same. Self.
Yeah.
So the more you empower yourself, right, the more power you have over yourself, right? And that's the key. And the less power you give to yourself, that's when you lose control of self,
Yeah.
right? And then that's when you don't know what you're doing. That's when you have lost yourself. So every man, you can't be the demon to a man feeding the demon of self. You speak to a man, you have to feed the God, and you have to kill the demon within. So we show the devil his face to be like, bro, you know that's that demon self in you, right? Like, yo, this is what you doing, but you know your savior is self at the same time, which also means you got that God self. Now let me show you how you overcome, right? And if you're not doing that, then you're not practicing real brotherhood or sisterhood.
Yeah. And then every time you become a new version of yourself, you still got to take a step back and analyze some more. Ask yourself, who am I? What have I become?
Right.
And build upon that. Because
Exactly.
you gonna keep changing. Every time you get a new age, instead of you getting old, that's a new age. You
That's
know?
a fact. That's a
Facts.
fact. Now,
And speaking, hello, you want to keep building on that?
nah, it was something else because I wanted to make sure we hit the ones that's in the title.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, crypto plays. So I'm gonna go over, or I'm gonna just talk about this real quick. Crypto has everybody has seen this. First of all, I want to give a shout out to everybody that is up in crypto right now. You know, previously there was a lot of doubt, right? People was talking about, yo, my crypto wallet is down. What's up with all the crypto people? Ha ha ha, making fun of, blah blah blah. People would always ask me, I'll tell them to hold, right? I'll tell them that it's going to reach an all-time high again. Lo and behold, it has happened. The all-time high is here.
Yeah.
Right? It reached 69,000. People are looking for 100,000. Some people are looking for 150,000. Some people are looking for $250,000 Bitcoin in the future. Now, let's say all of these things happen. On the road to those things happening is what we call dips, right?
Yeah.
Dips are sharp decline in the price that happens. So we just seen it go 69, reach an all-time high, then it dipped down to like 62,000, right? That's a quick little dip, right? People are like, whoa, what happened? So sometimes you get what you call panic sellers. They think it's about to all fall down, it's gonna be an avalanche, and they start selling, right? And you know, what happened is usually people come back in and they say, oh, I'm glad y'all sold. Y'all made the price lower. Now I can buy it a little cheaper real quick, right? Then it goes back up. Now, what you would do is, if you was to look at a chart of Bitcoin, Bitcoin follows a cycle. There's enough historical data to understand Bitcoin, and it follows these constant cycles. Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin comes down. Bitcoin goes back up, it has a sharp drop. Then it goes back up, drop, up, drop. Wait a minute, it's back, drop again. They call what you call a dead cat bounce. Is like sometimes when people don't realize the bull run is over, right? The bull is that representation that things are going to be going up, right? So we're now what you call bull season, right? So now people's back on their BS. We outside with it, man. People is ready to go out and party and vacation and live life because them crypto wallets are stacking up again. Them coins is outside. The nerds is outside. They gonna have some of the finest women in the world because they got that Bitcoin money circulating once again. The crypto bros is throwing all the parties in Miami again. That's what's happening. I ain't the one who forced this culture, but this is what's going on. Now, the way that you want to go about playing it, you understand me, is understanding that number one, there's going to be dips on the way up, right? It could be some ugly dips. It can go down to 40K, right? It can go down to 50K again. I can't tell you when. Nobody can truly predict the reality of cryptocurrency in the nature of how these things happen. But one thing people, I would say unanimously across the board believe is that you're going to get to this psychological number, which is this 100,000. That's the next point that people are trying to reach. What that means that if Bitcoin is at 70,000, it goes to 100,000. That means that's a 30% spread. That means if you put in $1,000 right now, right, and it goes up to 100,000, that means you get a 30% increase. You always want to think about this in percentages, which could be great for a lot of people, right? Now, I'm not telling you to buy right now because it's already super high. Who knows? I always say dollar cost average is the best. meaning you're putting money in regardless of the price. So you're always getting a median value, meaning that you're going to get the middle price of the higher or the lower number, right? So that's always the best strategy. That's something that we've been telling people in the hoods. We've been on stages. We've been on TV. I've been on the biggest platforms in the world, been giving people the sauce. You feel me? Now, is just focusing on Bitcoin the best strategy? It depends. For me, I would say no, because I may want what you call more exposure. That means I might want some bigger gains, right? Yeah. If Bitcoin goes up 100%, that's only $140,000 at this point, right? I ain't saying only, but I'm saying like that's, you know, if it goes up 100%, that's still not enough. If you putting in $1,000, that's only $2,000. That's $1,000, and let's say that takes a year. Let's say it takes 3 months, 6 months. I'm not sure. But in crypto, you want crazy gains. You want the type of gains where you can buy Elon Musk rocket and go colonize Mars type of gains. You know what I'm talking about? You want the type of gains where you can extend Black History Month for a whole year because you can go lobby Congress to do so. That's the type of gains that we want to get. So if that's what we're talking about, then that means that you want to look at some of the lower altcoins. Right? Those are the alternative coins. They have a lower cap, which is the capitalization of the market. That's the price versus the amount of shares that's on the market. Just giving y'all a little game. And I'm going to end this game in a little bit. So what is hot right now? Right? Number one, you go to CoinMarketCap and you go look at the top 100 cryptos that's out there, right? You're going to see the Solanos. You're going to see the Cardanos. You're going to see the Chainlinks, right? You're going to see the Render. I ain't gonna say Render, maybe. What's that new AI one that came out? I'm gonna just give y'all general sauce. I ain't even gonna give y'all heavy. I'm gonna drop the list inside the broadcast channel throughout the week though. So what you gonna do is you gonna look at some of them and you gonna say, okay, how much space is it between them and their all-time high, right? Some of them could be down 200%. So if a coin is down 200%, and we get a bull run and it follows Bitcoin, then that means that some of the money that's flowing into Bitcoin, some people take it out after they liquidate, and then some of that money is going to flow into some of these other projects, right? Solana, I think, is up like 500%, something crazy right now, right? It was in the single digits, right? Now it's up crazy. So it's a lot of stuff that people just not paying attention to. But what people believe are the Bitcoins that's going to really hit, right? Of course, Ethereum probably going to reach, you know, the next goal is 5,000. Then the next goal is 10,000 after that, right? So I definitely always say, have you some Bitcoin and some Ethereum. Those is top two, right? That's like having Tupac and Biggie, right? In your top five. You want to have you some Tupac and Biggie. But then you got to add you some new rappers in there, right? You got a new rapper. That's like a Solano. That's Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a Lil Wayne in there. You feel me? You gotta have a Jay-Z and a Kanye. You gotta add some of those. But then you might be from the A. You might want to have you a Future in there. You feel me? Then you might want to throw in a little J. Cole, a little Kendrick in there if hip hop is going up. So anyway, enough of my hip hop references.
Yeah.
AI and NFT coins, not NFT. Sorry. AI and gaming coins. So one way we taught this through Infinite Wealth Strategies, we was show people how to go in there, order the coin, look at the owners of it, look at what they're made for, right? Look at the infrastructure, look at the business of it. Now, some of these coins are not going to be worth anything in the future, right? This is not financial advice whatsoever, by the way. Just giving out some game. I'm not a financial advisor whatsoever. Go find you one, get that school game from them. Right? All I'm saying is do your research if you want to get in the game. Sit down, study, maximize. Make sure you got a wallet that you control and that you own. Right? If you want to do staking, you can do that, which is basically taking the money that you have, putting it in a liquidity pool. If you don't know what that is, do your own research. They got AI out now. And you can get like 3%, 5%, 10% return. That's up to you. So when we talking about crypto, we talking about the opportunities that are here right now. These AI gaming coins are going crazy right now, right? AI itself is just going crazy, right? These gaming coins are going crazy right now. So you want to go come up with a strategy or think about what percentage of your portfolio that you want to put to some of these more riskier coins to figure out how you can get to whatever your goal is, right? And I'm just saying that because I don't know how many times these opportunities are going to come about. Bitcoin is going to have its ups, its downs, its ups, its downs, its ups, its downs, and then eventually its downs where a crypto winter comes again. Before that, though, you want to buy the news and sell the rumor. Bitcoin halving is coming, which is basically a decrease in the reward for the reminers to be able to get the Bitcoin out. So that means that every time that happened, a year later, Bitcoin prices double that, right? So this is why people are looking at saying Bitcoin is going to be at 150,000. This time we reached the all-time high before getting to the halving, and people are like, yo, I'm not sure what that means, right? So we'll see what that means comes April. But all I can tell you is it's a massive, massive opportunity. We're going to be getting deeper into this, I would say, in the Infinite AI Challenge, because it's all about income, you know what I'm saying? And coming up with strategies to create income. If you all got your favorite coins out there, make sure you drop them in the chat. All I'm saying is if you become a crypto hunter right now, another thing is crypto airdrops. There's so much money by getting in projects and getting into these airdrops. And airdrops is basically they give you money for participating in the projects themselves. I've gotten a lot of money just by doing airdrops. I'm not the main person that do that, but there are strategies out there. So you can be lazy with your time. You can be lazy with your money. That's up to you, right? There's meme coins that just went up. Pepe meme coin just went up crazy. It's been going up crazy over the last, I don't know, few weeks. And I'll just drop just a couple of these for you all to go check out for yourself. And then I'm going to let Steve get to his point.
Yeah. But if you was done with the crypto talk.
Nah.
Yeah, because I want to talk to politics in a second. So you going to finish real quick.
So I'm going to say these kind of fast. Well, I ain't going to say all of them. OPSEC, PAL AI, just something to check out. I ain't saying these go hit or nothing whatsoever, first of all, just to let y'all know. But do your own due diligence, do your own research, right? Render, Near, Neo Tokyo, Illuvium, Ronin, Pay Network, of course, Solano, you know what I mean? Some of the OG ones, go always look at the top 10. Some of your meme coins is probably gonna go crazy. We seen SHIB have a drop. You know, people still over there invested into Dogecoin, things of that nature. I wouldn't tell you to do so whatsoever. But all I'm saying is that if you go study that bottom list at the bottom of CoinMarketCap where they ain't even reached $1 million yet, some of these is probably gonna reach to $100 million to $1 billion being poured in. And if you get in at the bottom, you can turn that $500 into something magical. Like I said, this requires research. This requires you putting in some time and some energy. I don't care what you got to do. There's money out there being made, and what you have to do is get into the flow of money, whether it's crypto, whether it's AI, whether it's blockchain services, right? Whatever it may be, I need you to use your mind. I need you to go research. I need you to gather yourself, right? And I can tell you every one of these things is going to require a strategy, right? So if you don't have a strategy, then don't do anything, right? Just dollar cost average. But if you have a strategy, you can literally take a number, say, hey, I want 10,000, I want 20,000. And you can say, okay, how am I going to turn this Bitcoin, Ethereum, these altcoins, or how am I going to turn this AI knowledge into that goal? I always say make your first goal your rent. Because when rent is taken care of, you're no longer survival mode, right? And now you can really flow and get those ideas into the next level. So I hope that helped you all. If you want to know more, make sure you all text me income at 201-228-3670. Text the word income, right? So we can start getting you all signed up for the challenge, give you some of this game.
What was the last four?
201-228-3670. Okay, Danielle Todd was the first person that did it. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure y'all lock in. And it really do be me, so just to let y'all know. Make sure you register your name and everything so I can see who you are. We have the high level university that we're going to be dropping soon as well, so make sure you pay attention to that. Supermind sold out. Thank you all for being a part of Supermind. That has been an incredible product that we have released. I hope you all have been enjoying it. I hope your brain is stimulated, you're super focused, and you're getting every single thing done on your list daily. But thank you all for having Supermind sold out. I think we are restocking or just restock, so make sure you get yours this go around.
All right, so you sound like you was finna end the show just now real quick.
No,
you know?
I was just done. Just done
Now,
talking.
here we go, though. Let's get into politics, right? So a lot of people keep asking me, am I getting out to go and vote? I already told y'all my answer, whatnot. But something I did see in the news that happened on Monday morning, the Supreme Court reversed a Colorado ruling that barred Donald Trump from being on the ballot. And it didn't just reverse theirs, it did it for all the states now. Can't nobody kick him off the ballot now. So which means Donald Trump is eligible to become the next president again. And it still look like he in the number one when it comes to winning this new election. What's your thoughts on that?
Hold on, let me go live. Tell people, join us on YouTube.
See, Donald Trump, man, he be jumping over all of the hurdles, bro. That's one thing I noticed about him. He don't never give up. He figure it out, and he stand on the business. For real, but that don't mean I'm going to go and vote for him, though.
All right, it sounds like you are.
Nah, I mean, I just ain't a hater.
So listen. Hold on, let me make sure we get this right. There we go. We live on YouTube. If y'all want to join the discussion, make sure y'all come tap in. So we talking about these black Republicans. That's what you asked me, basically. Am I a black Republican?
Are you?
You know what? I like that song back in the day with Lil Wayne and Joel Santana.
Oh, yeah.
Black Republicans. You know what I'm talking about? So here's the thing that I will say. Of course I wouldn't be a Democrat or a Republican, but the reality of it is that why do a lot of black men, right, if they were being honest about a political affiliation that was more in line with, I would say, their values, most of them probably would be open Republicans. Because the things that Democrats run on, honestly, we just don't care about, and they don't address our problems. Black men are more, I would say, traditional than this progressive new world order that they're constantly pushing, which is the Democratic Party thing, right? They be pushing crap that we don't care about, we're not aligned with. Black men, I would say, are more conservative. We want to get money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They be pushing things like, I don't want to say the word, abhor issues and things of that nature.
Broke wrist.
They be pushing all sort of different things to where it's like, I don't see black men lining up at the polls for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, plus I don't see them directly speaking upon the issues that affect black men, right? I'll talk about this all the time. There are no cancel marches for black men. So, when you see a lack of empathy that black men have for everybody else's issues, I think that it should be understood. Because there's no empathy for ours.
And then they know like black men don't care. Because it was a point in time where, like, if you was a convicted felon or something, you couldn't even vote. Mm-hmm. But the polls been so low that they even let convicted felons vote now.
Right. Now, I also do not understand how people can be so in love with Trump, though. I don't get that. I feel like it's this white savior fetish that people have. I think people got a white savior fetish.
I don't. I think where it come from, though, to be honest, even when we was growing up, it's before he became president. All the rappers used to talk about Donald Trump in the songs and shit. They want to get money. Like, that's why we had the attachment to him.
So what? We talked about Bill Gates and we can recognize that he a devil.
But I'm saying that's where the attachment, I think, stemmed from.
Right, but it's one of those boss and master type of relationship where it just don't seem like nothing. It don't seem like something real man should do. Right? Don't if that's something that you feel like you think that America and your future is best suited in, the Republican hands or Donald Trump hands specifically. Yeah. All right, I ain't got nothing to do with what you do in private. That's your vote. But I just don't get that's my man. We with Trump. We 2024, he got us. He don't care about you, bro.
So why you
know
buy
what
the
I'm saying?
shoes?
I ain't buy no shoes. But I'm also not about to be condemning Fat Joe for buying. I feel like the media be so fake to where the moment a black man does something, and you know, Fat Joe not black, be Latino, but the moment a black man does something, they tell you to shut up, shut down, your opinion don't matter unless you're saying something we agree with. And it's like, wait a minute. And this is why people become so rebellious. Like, who is you talking to, first of all? I'm going to say and do what the hell I want to. And I don't have to do something that you say, oh, well, I get to get this check, or now I can get this endorsement, and now I could be aligned. Because now, like, you trying to treat me like a sucker. You trying to give me a whole deal to say that, look, as long as I do what you say, then I'm okay. You feel me? So I don't think you get nowhere near the real raw thoughts of black men because they're afraid to be their true self. And that's why every time I meet brothers across the world, I get respect because they know that, man, I be saying things that they be wanting to say that they can't say because of their fake affiliations. And that's the thing. If black men had the power that we wanted and thought we had, then we would be speaking the way that we wanted to, right? Because we wouldn't be fearful of somebody ripping our lifeline.
Yeah.
But I just don't get that idea of like, don't be calling this man your daddy, man. He ain't coming to save you.
Who here called Trump they dad?
No, that's how they act. They act like they dad coming back around. Like, bro, he's still just another, you know what I mean, white savior, man. Relax. You feel me? It's just two evils, you know what I mean? And I really don't get all the capping for Biden, you know what I mean? I think Farrakhan said it best. Trump is a liar and Biden ain't got no nuts. You know what I'm talking about? So, meaning that he ain't gonna do nothing substantial that's gonna make any change. He ain't gonna stand up to no powers that be whatsoever. He gonna go along to get along because he too old. You know what I'm talking about? He a geriatric patient that should be sleeping. You know what I mean? Instead, they got this man out there like, you know, a prop. You feel me? And a talking puppet with their hand in his back telling him what to say.
And he won't even go take the psychiatric evaluation or whatnot. That nigga, man, he just say F all of that. He's still gonna be the president.
Who is this? Shayla 13, man. You can get out of here. Let me get you on out of here. Y'all want to be acting stupid for Biden because y'all want to lick his white balls. I don't give a damn about neither one of them devils. I just want to let y'all know about that.
Oh, you must be on the gram.
That's the problem with y'all political folks, man. Y'all be taking whatever candidate y'all want, right? And then y'all just start licking their balls. That's all y'all be doing. You know what I mean? Y'all need to get their nuts out your mouth, especially when you're talking to a black man, because I can say whatever I want to about any candidate, what I see. If I see something about what they say that was cool or something I dislike, I ain't got to join your religion and your cult. You know what I mean? To being on their nuts. Like, I ain't nobody operating like that.
So do you feel like Trump is going to win the next president election?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? They dropping the ball because they throwing White House chicken dinners, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't talking about nothing substantial. Yeah. You can't show me one person that went to there and got nothing but a picture. Yeah. Like, what y'all talk about? How we changing the world? How we changing America? Like, what we allocating resources to? What bills are we want to get passed? How we really talking about some of the policies, programs that's being affected?
It's the people in politics on a local level that get the bills passed. Them the ones that people need to start paying more attention to.
We don't be editing none of our YouTube videos, man. This go directly on YouTube. We live right now.
We live now, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You know, it is what it is. They can try to do what they want to, man. We working on too many different things right now to worry about that, man. It is what it is. I just get tired of the fakeness. You know what I mean? I hate it. I think the fakeness is crazy, and we need to get away from it. You feel me? The Democrats, it will be easy to sit down with them and be like, yo, I can give y'all some strategies and some things that y'all need to do if y'all wanted to actually earn the black vote. But I think that's the problem is we take the earning of the black vote out of the context of it, right? They shut out, there's the two sides of black America. There's the black America they deem too radical. That's the uninvited class of America. That's the invisible blacks that we can't have you Muslims on here. We can't have you conscious brothers on. We can't have, you know what I mean, you radically, politically. Like, those are people you need to be talking to if you really want real solutions to the problems that exist out here, right? You can't just ghost, right, a whole side of black America and you go show me the clean, polished influencers, present them and be like, see, I told y'all we good. It's like, nah, that ain't gonna work for nobody. Cause that's the whole thing. It's like, you know, the child not invited to the village meeting, he burned it down. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how that proverb go, but something like
I
that.
was just gonna say he just made that hard way up. Yeah.
But it's that to me is just a real thing, man. I think politics, they need help. You know what I mean? And it feels like America, the quality of America is just decreasing by the day, right? These don't even feel like a presidential campaign anymore.
I was just gonna say that, like, the spirit of the campaign, like, I haven't felt it at all.
Yeah.
Since they started talking about it or whatnot. So only reason I'm in tune with it is because I post the news, on the page or whatnot.
Yeah, I missed the old marketing campaigns.
Oh,
Yeah, we good.
Oh, yeah, we good.
Okay. I miss the old marketing campaigns, you know what I mean, that they used to have, where they used to really actually like go at each other and have a full thing. I ain't seen one campaign, and neither one of them talking about what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? like, what y'all doing? Like, what we voting for you for?
Yeah, forget what they
What
gonna
we
do,
get?
man. I know what I'm gonna do.
You know what I'm saying?
Regardless.
Now, I do want to talk about this, right? So I think there are some really brilliant people that are in politics that get it right. I think people that really mobilize and organize, right, about like getting bills passed and things of that nature on the ground. That is something that, if I'm being honest, I want to get into, like getting bills passed. You know what I mean? Because there are so many nuanced things that's so wrong in America that honestly we have the power to change overnight if we actually focused our power towards those things. So I make fun of the presidential election on purpose just to get that attention. And what I want is somebody to come educate me, right, on that process of getting bills changed, enacting real policy and things of that nature. Yeah. I'm going to be on the show with Teslin Figaro, and we talked about that a little bit on her show. But I really want to get involved on that level. You know what I'm saying? But the other stuff I'm going to keep making fun of. The other stuff I'm going to keep being at because I can.
Like, we need actual change within the community, like ASAP.
Yeah.
For real.
You know, Biden about to deliver his State of the Union address like right now in a little bit. But it's like, I believe that America won't change until it's radical change. And in order to get radical change, you have to invite the uninvited voices to the table. When we looked at some of the issues that we were having in our culture, we weren't waiting for no State of the Union address. It was the State of the Union that happened, right, was when we had black leaders that got together, right, and they was able to have the conversations. You had Farrakhan on one end, you had brothers on this end, you had the African brothers on this end, the brothers on this end, and they really talked about the state of the culture and what we needed to do to liberate ourselves. And, I had a conversation with Tamika Mallory about this, because here's the thing. Yeah. All of these voices are necessary. You need people on different ends. If everybody in agreement, ain't no power. We need people from different paths and different walks of life. We need people that push the politicians to be like, y'all capping, y'all fake. And because those people got to have that camaraderie with them and work with them to get certain things done. They can't say it that way, but I can say it that way. You know what I'm talking about? So
I'll tell you one
that's
thing.
the game on how it really works.
Tell you one thing though, right?
Viral friend, you ain't even had to say you was unfollowing. Just go ahead and leave.
One thing I can say though, right? Keys ain't getting the invite to the White House this election.
Oh man, I ain't trying to get no invite to no White House. Mostly because I'm gonna tell you why. And
now we ain't gotta tell me why.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
You told us why on the last episode.
It's just the simple fact that it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I really want to do stuff that matters at this point in life, like forever. And it's like, what would that, like, my people's gonna look at me and be like, yo, so what? You went to the White House. Yeah. Like, if anything, it'll make me look bad. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think that I respect the people that have went up there. I know some real solid people that went up there. My brother from Earning Leisure went up there. Master Investor went up there. I know a bunch of people that have went up there. And I believe that some people platforms are safe enough to be able to do those things. It's just, I know that if I'm talking to you, I'm going to talk to you about some real shit. And if you can't respect the fact I want to have a real ass conversation and just be unfiltered, right? When I worked the job, one of the things that they were saying before they were trying to give me a raise is saying that I'm not polished enough. And I'm like, basically like, you not prepped enough and guarded around, and you go say what you want to say, and
you
you're a
don't
little
fit into our
edgy,
guidelines.
and you're not supposed to. See, the reason why that dude Trump worked is because he wasn't polished at all, right? and he represented change. And the Democrats don't have anything that represented change besides putting a black face up there, right? They put a black face up there, and they was like, "Yo, see, we not racist, we progressive. That's not enough, right? We need straight talk. We need somebody that's gonna go out there and be like, hey, this is the real thing." And because they're not used to doing that exercise, even if they have implemented a policy that was beneficial to black people, they don't even know how to communicate it. What they communicate is they go back to their old platitudes and they go back to their old tricks, and they just take pictures with black people and chicken. All right. And it's such a slap in the face to see that they haven't evolved whatsoever in none of their tricks or tactics. At least prep them up to 2024. Like, that don't work. We don't care what rapper you know. That doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, none of that matters. It's like, yo, if we can get you to sit across with somebody that we know you would disagree with and have that conversation, that's respect.
Yeah, so they not even gonna let Donald Trump and Joe Biden do the face off, I suppose, cause shit, Joe Biden, he can't even like keep his thoughts in order for real. Please don't put that on TV.
Yeah, I think, um, and this is the idiotic thing about America is like, people are so afraid to say what they think because it's not politically correct. What is political correctness? It's fake. It's made up. It's a fear that people throw at because you don't want to get somebody angry, right? Because they got their values in a bunch. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, who cares at this point? We got wars going on that won't cease. Inflation is high. There's a lack of jobs. You got AI bias out here, and people is worrying about political correctness. I think that's the last thing that people should be having on their minds. They should throw that away and just allow the truth to be heard and set. This is why we're going to be going to Oakland with my brothers in New Era, Detroit. We're going to hit the ground in the streets of Oakland, man. That's going to be solid. Can't wait to make the trip to St. Louis. I want to really hit these streets even more and more and more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah, we definitely pulling up to St. Louis for sure, for sure. A lot of people been reaching out to me. At first, I was telling y'all I ain't bringing my brother down there until more y'all like, raise y'all vibrations and shit. I ain't want to bring Keys down there. Everybody still doing the same street nigga shit. I want my brother to be good and safe and secure when he come down there. So y'all actually got y'all minds focused enough to get the message. But we actually about to plan this trip and get down there for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
it's time for that.
I want to hit all the streets, man. We be doing a lot. I've been filming a lot. We've been working on a lot of projects that I can't speak on just yet. It's gonna be time at some point in time, and I'm gonna love it, and y'all gonna love what we got in the works.
Sure.
It's gonna benefit everybody,
It's the whole culture.
Yeah, the whole culture.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's about. But for now, some of the things on the hush hush, and you can't do everything all at once. And what I've learned to not do is try to meet people's expectations. Because you get caught in this box where you're constantly trying to do what you think people want you to do, right? Versus doing the things that's aligned with your spirit and your heart and your soul. You feel me? But I want y'all to know, man, my goal is not even to offend y'all. My goal is not to offend people that are Democrats, people that are Republicans. That's not my goal. You know what I mean? My goal is to constantly to push us, to get us to think, right? To broaden and to expand. You feel me? Once we get caught up in our political ideations and affiliations and all of that, it's just complete fakeness. That ain't who we are. We're spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? We're innovative people. We're more than any of those things. So the only thing you can use those for is for the strategy of your future, right? So you take whatever power you have, you organize it, and you put it in a direction that you think it can be best suited so that the outcome of your future is beneficial to you, your people, and your progress. But what is the best thing that's going to benefit black families is the question. I don't like what Democrats are doing, or Republicans rather, doing with the DEI, the diversity, equity, inclusion. I think a lot of that is just to try to tear down and attack black progress. But I don't like the way that they group us all in with the sexual movements and things of that nature, right? I think that that's an issue as well, because we got to deal with things separately, because you can't just lump us in and say minorities. No, we only want to deal with one thing. And then, so there's a lot of nuance that happens, and they act like we're not smart enough to break these things down and have conversations about them intelligently. And so therefore a lot of people are not having them. I like to be educated. Educate me, right? But if you come and you attack me for my political thoughts and for not having this so-called fake political correctness, then that's when we got a problem. But if you want to reach out to me and say, especially if you are somebody of a big platform, right, and you have the knowledge and you want to educate me, I'm for that. I can be wrong today and then I can be right tomorrow. That to me is real brotherhood and sisterhood, and like that's real culture. But this whole, oh, he said this, I don't rock with Keys, all this, that, man, I'm gonna unfollow you, or nah, man,
Shit,
that's fake.
I don't rock with shit. You ain't gonna never rock with everything a person say, you know. But that don't mean you gotta hit the unfollow shit. But anyway, we got one last topic to talk about that I seen that you put.
Somebody say they ain't gotta have a big platform, but I don't just want to talk to anybody just because you think you somebody. You know what I mean? When I'm saying, when I say a large platform, right? You know, it could be somebody that's well respected. It can be somebody that's well informed, right? It can be somebody that has massive influence, right? Because most of the time I'm not gonna see your opinion unless you have a larger influence, right? Because it might not get to my desk. I'm purposely not trying to see what everybody's doing. I purposely do not want it all to come to my desk. That's like I purposely try to filter myself out from the attention hordes of that people are constantly trying to throw at me. I only want valuable things, right? You can be who you are in your world, and that's fine. And I am who I am in my world. And if we're not beneficial to each other, right? And here's the thing. This is what's wrong with a lot of people. Like beneficial in a very financial, monetary way, right? And also like creating opportunities and creating value for each other, like real value, right? Otherwise, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to drain me, and I don't want to be drained. I want to be sustained.
So I want to be sustained and shit, you know. Yeah, like you said, I only value because a lot of people reach out to me trying to
Nuri
get.
Muhammad gonna be on the platform.
You hear me? A lot of people be reaching out trying to get me to get you to be on the platform. But I ain't, you know, me personally, I'm only gonna bring my brother some shit that I feel like he gonna enjoy or it be beneficial, you know.
I'm gonna be on some people's platforms sometimes.
Yeah, we already did it, you know.
But you know, we did. I'll be putting out so much energy. I'll be traveling so much. I just can't do everything, right? I ain't nowhere near where I want to be. I think on no level. So you know, I'm still grinding. I'm still working my way up like y'all. You feel me? So just to let y'all know that, like, I don't think I'm above the sea. You know what I'm talking about? I'm with the people. You feel me? So just know I'm still working my way up to that point.
So look, I seen that you put something on this on the flyer, right? That say broke love, right?
Yeah.
What's the concept behind broke love?
It's broke people that get together and love each other. Here's the thing. So
broke people that get together and love each other. Hey, see now, look, hold on, right? Hear me out. I seen some homeless people sleep, right? A couple, they would sleep on the ground, right? I say, man, that's the type of love I want. A girl that can go to sleep with me just anywhere. But
I don't want that
joking.
kind of love.
I'm joking though, but nah, for real though, some people just be in love though, you know. But what you feel like money got to play an important factor in that relationship?
Man, it's not even just money, but that's of course how people codify it. But I'm saying like a broke man don't need to be focused on love, right? That's what I mean. You know what I mean? A broke woman don't need to be focused on love, especially in today's age. And that's the problem a lot of times. People focus on like the feel good, right? You shouldn't even be seeking a partner if you broke. That's what I mean. Because what's going to happen is the strain of the lack of finances between y'all is going to break y'all up anyway. So why would you even want to find your partner before you're even ready to maintain that love? You know what I mean? And that becomes struggle love, right? Because when I think about broke, I think about all the opportunities that exist, right? We talked about crypto and AI and content and all this other different stuff. So why isn't it that you have a man that can't get his mind right long enough to develop a skill, right, that will profit him in a world with an abundance of opportunities? And you telling me you love that man. Why? Right? A lot of times it's because your taste level is low, right? Your self-esteem is low. Your self-worth is low. Your self-value is low. Because if you want a lot for yourself, then you can't love a person that doesn't want anything for themselves, right? Because their self-esteem, their worth, their value is gonna have to match yours, right? People always talk about it could be a beautiful girl that work at McDonald's and you go, a rich man gonna want her. That's actually not true. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know no stories of brother seeing his wife at McDonald's. He might see a beautiful chick that he want to hit
First
at
off, why
McDonald's.
is he at McDonald's?
Right, but still, what I mean is he
Yeah.
gonna want a woman of substance and value, right? That environment is not where he go look at that and say, okay, I found my equal. You know what I mean? And I know we talk about the conversation of equal and all of that stuff, but I mean it's like that's gonna be my partner in life, right? Like you're not gonna find your partner at McDonald's. You're not gonna find your partner possibly at a place to where you look down upon them. You know what I mean? You go find them where you can look eye to eye to them and you can see them for who they are, right? Which means that you want to see somebody of value that has values. You know what I'm talking about?
So-
that is in that energy.
So let's say it's a relationship, right? They in love, but only one of them getting money in a relationship. You don't think they can be in love and like they can like flourish
Anybody
and keep
can
it?
be in love, but I said broke.
Yeah.
Broke.
I'm saying one of them broke as hell. So which means everything getting paid for by the other one. You don't think they could be a relationship?
I mean, if it's a man and a woman, I think a lot of men have taken broke women in. A lot of women have taken broke men in. But look at the rate of that success and how many times has that worked.
You don't think it? So basically, it can happen, but you don't think it'll last.
It never lasts. It ain't successful unless it lasts.
Mm.
I think that's the thing. Well, the way that we great success. Is that the best person? Like a woman should have some education too. She should have some skills too. She should have why. The question is why don't you have anything going on in life, right? And I ain't saying you got to be some business owner or nothing like that. That ain't what I'm saying, right? But when I meet you, you should be in motion. You know what I'm saying? Like I should meet you in motion. You feel me? Because
See, I actually think the only way a relationship like that can last where, one of the partners is broker than the other one, the man got to be getting money. The woman can be broke, but she got to provide for him in other areas. She
Right.
got to be moral support. She got to be his eyes and ears for things he can't see. But a woman should never be in a relationship taking care of the man.
When I think broke, I think not working, and I think lazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no lazy woman. You feel me? That to me is a broke woman. A lazy man is a broke man. You feel me? It's not even just the amount of money that they have. It's them as a human being. Like they don't know how to work their mind properly. They don't know how to think through something. You know what I mean? That's a broke woman. She, you talking to her, she can't even give you feedback on nothing. She don't know how to critical think at all, right? She don't know how to add value to a situation when she around, right? She don't know how to bring out any energies in you whatsoever, right? That's a broke woman to me. I ain't talking about money. I probably would never know what's in her bank account, right? That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's about you having that broke energy. You feel me? Like you don't work mentally. You got a man. If a woman got a man and she getting money, why wouldn't he have a vision to where she shouldn't just be paying for him?
Right.
He already got some things in motion. He might have needed a little assist to get his mind right. Now he on the incline. But he's broke if he ain't on the incline. And he's still going like this or maybe having those dips and going even lower. Right? I mean, he can't think. He got issues, problems, he unhealed.
And the only way to fix that is to change focus. Don't focus on the love. Focus on getting your shit together.
Yeah, you
At
gotta.
the end of the
I
day.
think it's what we look for in each other because what we fall in love with in each other matters, right? You can fall in love with a person looks, right? Man, she just looked so good when I met her. I fell in love, right? You can fall in love with the way a person thinks.
Yeah.
You can fall in love with a person's passion, right? You can fall in love, with a person's status. You know what I mean? Like, what did you fall in love with about that person? Right? Why? What did they made you feel?
I fell in love with
That
the
matters.
bank account.
That's what I'm saying. Some people fall in love with, that's a feeling of safety, right?
Yeah,
Y'all
good
look
play.
good together, right? Like, it's a lot of different things that people fall in love with, but broke love, you know what I'm talking about? Is love that don't have true value.
And on that note, thank y'all for watching the Man to Man podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and
And
subscribe.
every woman needs to get them a rich man. I'm gonna just end this off with this. Every woman needs a rich man. Every single woman. Right? If he's a broke man, he is no good. And a rich man is a man that's rich in values, right? He's rich in his ability to think. A man that knows how to strategize, a man that knows how to network, right? A man that knows how to, emotionally solve problems, right? A man that knows how to handle conflict resolution, right? A man that knows how to move properly in this world, a man that take care of himself mentally, spiritually, financially, and physically, right? A rich man. You know what I'm talking about? He's rich in these values and things of that nature to where he got resilience, he got grit, he can fall down, get back up 1,000 times and keep moving it. He gonna handle business every single time, right? A man that's rich in heart, he got that. He ain't fearful, he got that courage in the world. You gotta get you a rich man. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's a lot of men with money that's broke. Yeah. You feel me? So when you understand, when you really out there looking for a rich man, it's okay to be a gold digger. It's just what you digging for got to be better, you feel me, than what you settling for. Because y'all be settling for a lot of broke men with money. You feel me? I'm talking about a rich man in spirit and mind and ability. You feel me? And he's not comfort corrupt. He not happy where he at. He got ascension protocol running right now. He about to go get more. He know how to put together a plan and a play. You know what I'm talking about? Every single day. So it's okay, you feel me? Go get you a rich man. Same thing, fellas. Don't get you no broke woman. Go get you a rich woman. A woman that's rich in value. She's rich in that feminine essence. She's rich in that nurturing ability. She's rich in her ability to communicate and speak to you properly when you need to. You know what I mean? She's rich in that ability to be a helpmate and assist. You feel me? That's what we talking about. She's rich in her womanhood and her ability to be a mother and her motherhood and those qualities. Like, you got to find you a woman that's rich in spirit. When she comes around you, you get inspired and motivated and she your muse. You feel me? Like, come on, man. We can't be keep going for broke partners. That's what I mean. And I be seeing way too many people that be going for broke partners because we broken. You know what I'm talking about?
Broken,
so we identify with the broken parts of each other. That's all it is, and that's where you find that commonality. But when you become rich, you looking for somebody else who rich. You know what I mean? That's like if you happy, you ain't looking for nobody who's sad. You looking for somebody who high in spirit. They rich in spirit. Oh, I need somebody else that can match my spirit. If you fly, you ain't looking for nobody bummy. I need somebody who can match my fly. You feel me? Like, you godly. I'm looking for somebody else who can match my godly. Y'all have to stop going for broke partners because y'all look broke. You feel me? And it's ugly out here, and it ain't gonna last. And this is poverty relationships. You know what I'm talking about? Because how do you know? Bruh end up in jail because he got a broke partner. You got a broke man. He end up there. Why? You didn't have the spirit that he needed. He needed so much from you that he making you broke, right? She end up wherever she end up is bad. You know what I'm talking about? I grew up in Oakland where I seen pimps turn women into hoes, throw them on the track and more, and treat them like they was nothing.
That used to piss me off the most, man, seeing people incarcerated, like, get mad at their partner in jail and shit, yelling at the phone. I say, bruh, how you mad she ain't putting no money on the phone? You know she ain't had no job when you came in. You knew that. You knew you weren't going to the store this week. Why is you in bed? You knew this, like, for real though.
You knew it, but because y'all dynamic was broken in the first place. It wasn't built on richness. You feel me? It wasn't built on that. It wasn't built on a solid foundation. It was built on broken tenets. And, I'm speaking from the experience, of many of this life and many lives before. And I ain't even speaking on like living many lives, but I'm talking about observing many lives. You feel me? The lives that I've observed through my brothers, through my sisters, through my cousins, through, uncles and fathers and, self or whatever it is. I've grew up around way too many broken relationships. You feel me? And I would rather us just have a better idea about what assets that are valuable in each other. So when we come together, it's a wealthy relationship. You feel me? So that we stop having these poor families. You feel me? That create these generational cycles of broken babies. And then these broken babies looking for somebody like their father or their mother, right? And they seeking more broken sources of love. And we can't never build no wealth. And definitely ain't gonna never have no power. So ladies, go get you a rich man. Fellas, you know what I mean? Go get you a rich woman.
Let me get
That's
that
how
shirt
we're talking
right
about.
there, the purple. Yes, sir. Yeah, we gonna end it off with this, baby. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure, man. Assets over liabilities.
Every single day.
You did.
Man to man conversations. Tap in.